Hey guys, Luke here with the law firm of Nichols & Green. Today we're going to have a little bit of a fun video. We're going to talk about some of the goofy laws that exist here on the books. That's the problem with the law. Is like we got bookshelves and bookshelves full of books that contain nothing but the law. And there's some really weird ones. Some are arcane, some are just poorly thought out. But at any rate, without further ado, let me talk to you about some of my favorite crazy Virginia laws. One of the first and most well-known is that you are not allowed to hunt or trap animals on Sunday. Yep, when it comes to killing animals, we strictly observe the Sabbath here in Virginia, unless you're a freaking raccoon. That's right, you're not allowed to hunt or kill animals on Sunday unless it's a raccoon. Screw raccoons, the Sabbath is their time to die. That's VA Code 29.1-521, subsection A1. Virginia Code 18.2-308 is our concealed weapons laws, and it is crazy. It's just an absolute goldmine of craziness, okay? And it includes a long list of these really arcane weapons that are illegal to conceal, including nunchucks and throwing stars and guns and dirks and bowie knives and slingshots. That's right, slingshots are illegal to conceal in the state of Virginia. So if you have a wrist rocket, or if Dennis the Menace takes a little forked stick with some rubber bands and he puts that in his back pocket or his backpack, he's committing a crime. Not only a crime, the same crime as if he had a gun in his pants or a gun in his backpack. Virginia, we treat slingshots and firearms the same when it comes to concealed weapons laws. Now, the weird part about this is the history behind it. For years, up until about the 60s, the Virginia concealed weapons laws didn't say slingshot, it said slungshot. And what slungshot is, it's an old sailor weapon that like Napoleonic era sailors would make. You would take a bit of grape shot or round shot and you would drill a hole through it and you would string a piece of leather so that you could swing it around and whack somebody with. And that was illegal to conceal and carry in the state of Virginia. Then one day the legislature amended the word slungshot to slingshot. And I think somebody just thought that slingshot was an old-timey word for slingshots and they changed it, but without actually doing their homework and realizing that slungshot is a completely different thing than a slingshot. And nobody stopped to think whether or not concealed weapons laws for slingshots made any sense whatsoever. The weirdness in Virginia's concealed weapons laws goes well beyond slingshots. There's also a whole list of exemptions and weird little exceptions to this law. Very last line of the code section, it says, this does not apply to the Harbor Master of Hopewell. I have no clue who the Harbor Master of Hopewell is, but don't mess with that dude.
Loose change.
Sometimes the weirdness in our laws comes from poor choices of words. 29.1-521 subsection A2 says that it's illegal to molest young animals or birds without a permit.
Not to worry, I have a permit.
Folks, I have no clue where or how you get an animal molestation permit. Virginia Code 18.2-388 makes it illegal to swear in public. So it says, quote, if any person profanely curses or swears or is intoxicated in public, it shall be a class 4 misdemeanor. They still enforce this law with regards to public intoxication. That's pretty common. But public swearing, I think this might run afoul of some First Amendment issues. But there you go, it's still on the books. It's illegal to swear in public in Virginia. Well, along the same lines, Virginia has also banned expectorating, which is a fancy word for spitting. 18.2-322 says, no person shall spit, expectorate, or deposit any sputum, saliva, mucus, or any form of saliva or sputum. Laws banning public spitting or swearing are quaint, but don't underestimate the government's ability to legislate even the most mundane acts. 18.2-102.2 makes it a crime to use milk crates without permission or to deface a milk crate. I'm just surprised that we don't see more government raids on college dorms. Shining a spotlight on a farm is also a criminal offense under 18.2-121.2. So Keep you and your spotlights away from our corn, people. We will find you and we will charge you. Under 18.2.141, it is a crime to carry an axe while hunting if the axe handle is more than 20 inches long. No long-handled axes while hunting, people. Knock it off. You know what you've done wrong. Some of our laws make a lot of sense at first blush, but the definitions are just so wildly broad that they've created some bizarre situations. So for instance, it is a very serious felony to throw a missile at a car, which makes a lot of sense. We don't want missiles hitting cars. Unfortunately, we have defined the term missile to mean anything you can throw. I have literally seen cases where people are charged with felonies for throwing styrofoam cups at cars, or ice, or the contents of a cup, like water or coffee.
It's the one and only Eagle Double G.
18.2.321 makes it a crime to use an x-ray machine when fitting footwear. Next time you go to Foot Locker and they pull out an x-ray machine to x-ray your foot, don't be a part of that nonsense. Some of the laws on the books are so weird just because of how inconsistent they are with the rest of the laws. 18.2.465 makes it only a class 3 misdemeanor for a sheriff or a sheriff's deputy to tamper with jury selection in order to sway the outcome of a trial. Okay, that seems like a pretty big freaking deal. But at the same time, it's only punished by a class 3 misdemeanor. That means a max fine of $500. No jail time possible. On the other end of the spectrum, driving 81 in a 70 in the state of Virginia is punishable by up to 12 months in jail, $2,500 fine, and a 6-month loss of license. So apparently the legislature feels that it's more egregious to go 81 in a 70 than it is for a sheriff's deputy or a sheriff to go and tamper with jury selection. So what the hey, we're Virginia, we do whatever we want. Another law that I find quite strange is Virginia Code 18.2.487, which makes it a quite serious class 1 misdemeanor, punishable by up to a year in jail, to place any words or symbols on the image of a US flag or a Virginia flag, or to use it in advertising. That's punishable by up to a year in jail. Haven't seen that one enforced a ton. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this video and had a good laugh, but remember, there are a lot of laws on the books and there are a lot of weird laws that don't make sense. So if you're ever in a situation where you're running into some legal issues, talk to an attorney, because it's often not as straightforward as you think. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. And if you are charged with a criminal offense in Northern Virginia, give us a call. We'd be glad to help you out. Thanks for watching.